Last pan.
What's up, YouTube? So we're back out in the garage. It's been a couple of weeks, so we got real busy. Life happens, and last video we upgraded the motor and we added this cool chain tensioner, and then now I've got this gasket material here, this rubber sheet. It's 1/8 inch thick. Feels pretty durable. It's a little, it's like tacky, but I think that'll be fine. I don't think that's gonna hurt nothing, but it feels durable. It's real thick, heavy duty stuff. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on here. I'm gonna cut that circle out. I'm gonna put it on here, and then I'm gonna cut out the inner circle, and then cut some slits into it, so when I put the hopper back on, that tube will push them in, and they'll curve in with it, and they'll ride on it like that, and it'll act as a guard or like a seal. And I don't know if it'll keep the water from coming out, but hopefully it'll at least keep a lot of that heavy grit that's dripping out the bottom here, and it's coming up on my sprocket, and it's getting all up in the chain and just wreaking havoc. So that's the plan. I got these giant scissors. I don't know if they're actually going to do the job, but we're going to do like a test cut here to see. Oh yeah, that works pretty good. Alright, so what we're going to do is we'll trim out this circle. I've already got centered marked, so I think I'm going to make another circle that's just a little bit smaller than the tube. I think it's 6 3/4 on the tube on the hopper. So we're going to do a smaller inner circle that is a little bit smaller than that tube size, so we can get some edges here we can cut slits into that'll curve in with it. Let's get started cutting. It's cutting really nice. Hard to cut as I thought it was going to be. That's cool. Cool. The diameter of this tube here, we're looking at 6.3675. Can that there, score, like that. I'll just wait. There. We'll start small and work our way up. So we scored our hole here, and we're going to attempt to cut this out. Let's get some big corner chunky pieces out. There. Nice hole. Yep, so next thing we got to do is we got to take these screws out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bead of that liquid nails around here, pop it on there, and then put these screws back through it. I'm going to put little washers on them too so they don't tear through the rubber. And the liquid nails should seal this up on this surface here, and should work pretty good, I think. Got lock nuts behind them. Hopefully they just turn right out. Nice. A little tricky getting your hand in there. Centered up as good as we want. And clamp it in place. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. The light is messing everything up. Okay, so we have center hole cut. We're centered up on this thing pretty good. I've got temporary clamps holding it on. So now we can go to the back side here. And if you can see this bolt hole right here, we're going to shove something through there to mark our spot so we can make little holes in this rubber piece for our bolts. Should be able to feel it. Oh, you know what? Before I take it off, I'm going to put a mark and a mark right there. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to feed the 4 bolts in to these holes. That way, when I've got my silicone on here, I'm not trying to like slide back and forth and try to line everything up. I can just get that bolt in, that one in, push it in place a little bit, and then line up the bottom 2, push that in, and then just push them all in at once. And that should give me a good seal. I'm going to clean everything up with some acetone or yeah, probably acetone. Yeah, I'll get this nice and clean first. Alright, so we got heavy duty liquid nails. Hopefully it's not gonna give me problems. Oh, nice. get a really good, nice sealing surface. Alright, do I want to just press it on, or do I want to spread that stuff out good? I think we'll just put it on. Alright, so let's get that one lined up, and that one lined up. It's a little cold out here, so this might take a little longer to cure, I'm thinking. We got a good amount of squeeze out. Oh yeah. Spin it again. I'm using the needle nose to hold the nut for me, because it's a little bit of a tight space in there. Alright, we'll just wait for that to cure. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's kind of cold in here, so it might take a while. Minimum 24 hours in most conditions. So like 2 or 3 hours. So while that adhesive is curing on the seal, we're going to go ahead and just cut this a little shorter so we can shift this back and get that spray bar shifted to the other side of the barrel. I attempt to use the Sawzall here. I haven't really measured anything, I'm kind of just eyeballing it, so I'm thinking maybe right about there. Here we go. Bad. Clean this up. I think it'll sit like that. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I think that'll work. Got it. Burring tool. It's probably good enough. Let's see how it goes here. See, the spray bar was right here. Now I got it back here because the barrel's spinning this way, so all the material is tumbling on this side. and with the spray bar over here, it'll keep it kind of out of harm's way. I probably could go a little more. I don't know, we could start there. If I need to go more, I can go more. It's real quick and easy to do. I could bring a hacksaw with me and do it. I could bring a hacksaw with me, or like this. I could bring this tool with me, and we could do it out in the field if we need to. If I do it now, I don't think it would hurt anything, but I don't really think it's necessary. So. I don't know if I ever showed this before, but this is my spray bar, and instead of holes, I cut slits with an angle grinder, and I found that these slits don't clog up nearly as fast as the little holes. This one's starting to a little bit. Man, that is like way out of focus. Let's see if I can. There we go. Yeah, you can see inside of there. That one's clogging up a little bit. That one's clogging up a little bit. Wow. There we go. But it just takes a lot longer for these to clog up than the little tiny holes. Put the heater on there, so hopefully it works a little faster. It's pretty cold in here. I don't have a heated garage, so this stuff is still kind of tacky, so it might be a little while. So off camera, I went ahead and I measured each one of these dots is 1 inch apart. There's 20 of them, and then I did the math to make it so there's 20 dots on this smaller hole. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut from this dot up to that dot to that dot, that dot to that dot, so I got nice flaps, and it looks at least a little uniform and clean. That's what we ended up with. And I was cut each line. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this circle is the same diameter as the tube on the hopper. So it should be a snug fit. And all these flaps will fold in and, in theory, seal everything up. It's got to be better than it was, right? That's my thought, anyway. If I just cut this, I feel like it's gonna have a tendency to want to keep tearing. But if I drill a hole at each one of these dots, I feel like that hole, that clean looking hole, will not tear. I think. Let's do it. I'm doing it. There. Okay, now I think we are ready to cut. fold in like that. Yeah, it's working. There. So this is the original part that the chain tensioner was on. And this thing, you can twist it, and it's just really kind of flimsy. I thought it was going to be much stronger with the 90-degree bend in it, but it's still, you can bend it. It's just not good. So we're gonna replace it with this piece of scrap I found. It's, let me show you, it's like a side-by-side comparison so you can see how much thicker it is. It's probably 3 times the thickness, 2.5, 3 times the thickness, and I can't twist it with my hand, so I'm sure it's going to be much better. So we're going to get that on there, and then that on there, and then I'll just show you when I'm done. Alright, well here it is. We got the new bracket on there, and it's super strong. I can't flex that at all anymore. The only thing is now is this wants to move. It's got very subtle side to side. I can do it worse if I do it by hand, so we'll find something to beef that up. I got tons of aluminum scrap over here that I can work with. I'm sure I got something over there that'll work, but there it is. And then if I can get up in here, you can see the new gasket in there to help try to contain the gravels. There it is under there. You can see the light through it. But hopefully that's enough to keep the gravels out, or maybe 75% of the gravels out of my sprocket for now. And then eventually we're going to get the guard here. And there it is. Still a work in progress, but I think it's coming along nice. It's a lot of fun too, and I'm learning a lot. Should just do like a bunny cam.